Hey, here we go. Once again, you know how it goes. It's Setting It Straight with fam. This is Bobby B, and I got my boys here to just go ahead on and tell it like it is, like we always do. Because you know what we do? We talk about them Dallas Cowboys. And them Dallas Cowboys, man, look at here. We are where we always should be in the beginning of this playoffs. We made it. That's right, and this is what we all been waiting for. All eyes are on us. You best believe it. Them Dallas Cowboys, all eyes are on us, because regardless of the naysayers, you better believe it right. They think that we are not it, but we are the American teams. You better believe it. We are the American team, the American football team. You better get it straight. And you know what? We got haters around here. They want us to see us fall. They want to see us falter. They want to see us just drop down, because you know what I'm saying? They don't want us to win. They don't want us to do anything, because they love to see us in pain. But this is not it. This is the year we gonna do it. This is the year we gonna do it, because we look better than we ever looked before. And you know what I'm saying? Yes, and all the way around, as a collective unit, I think we got what it takes. But you know what I'm saying? But look at here. This is going to be very interesting tomorrow, because not tomorrow, but Sunday. It's going to be very interesting, because we are going to make it. Very interesting, because the Green Bay Packers is the land from where McCarthy came from. We're going to go in there. We're going to do our thing. But, you know what I'm saying, we got the injuries. We got all of that stuff we need to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And Joshua, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. You're going to give us that injury report and say what we are up against tomorrow. So, not tomorrow, I keep saying that, but what we up against Sunday. So I'm going to give it to you, my son. Go ahead. Tell us what we're looking forward to in those injury report.
All right, here we go. All right, so this is what we're about to do. All right, so we'll start with the Dallas Cowboys injury report. So things are looking good for the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to start with Dorrance Armstrong. He had a full participation. He had a ankle injury last game. He seems like he's good to go. Stephon Gilmore. This is the injury that everybody was worried about. Came in with a dislocated shoulder. At first, they were trying to wait till Saturday to see how he was going to how his extremities were going to be, as far as his reach and his lateral movements and his bend and everything like that, as far as arm goes. But Gilmore was feeling fine, so they put the sling on today, and he was doing very good. So he is expected to play. Tyler Smith, we got to remember Tyler Smith. He was the guy with the plantar fasciitis complete tear. He was good to go, right? So he was full participant on Friday. Cooper Rush had an illness, by the way, everyone. So he was a DNP on Friday. Malik Hooker, his ankles, he seems to be good to go. He's full participation, and Jonathan Hankins, full participation. So we should be having all hands on deck for that. So some interesting things to note, though, in regards to this extensive list for the injury report for the Green Bay Packers. I'm not going to go in all detail, right? But Cowboys Nation, I'm going to go with some injuries to note. Jair Alexander, everybody knows he's a household name, a.k.a. dude that was suspended for doing the coin toss, if you guys will, this year. He's not supposed to do the coin toss, but no, he really was like an all-pro a couple years back, so he's a really good cornerback. He rolled his ankle on Wednesday, and he was a non-participant Thursday. They thought that he was going to be participating on Friday, and he did not participate on Friday, so that's an injury to know for that, right? A.J. Dillon, he is listed as doubtful, right? So he had that thumb and neck issue. Christian Watson, also the hamstring, he was limited. So take a look out for that. That's like a day-to-day thing. That's a game day decision. That's what LaFleur said. So those are the ones to look out for, right? And seems like Jordan Reed, even though he got sent to the hospital for his chest last game, he seems to be a full participant also as well. So it seems like everybody's good, with the exception of those three notable ones. They seem to be playing, but we'll just take a look at those, because that can change the game a lot. But at least A.J. Dillon is probably not playing.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. So with that, um, everyone would just what I'm hearing, everyone was thinking that, it's going to be a very close game. Jordan Love, the boy was playing, lights out. That's something that we're gonna have to deal with. When those key players that you was talking about is out, one being the running back for them, and and I know you be on offline, Joshua, you was asking about um, what can we, should they expose or try to expose our run defense with their running back. But now that, what do you think right now based on the injuries of, even if they show up, just tell me this, how do you think we look?
All right. I'm gonna have Jordan talk about this, but AJ Dillon is not the running back you need to worry about for this game, right? There's a game that, if you know, in the past, the heartbreak that the Packers have gave to the Cowboys. His name starts with the A, not Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is the guy that you want to look out for, because their running game, he can destroy you. He's not the power running back, but he can definitely destroy you in that regards. So those are the names that you need to look out for as far as the running game goes. But with that being said, on the flip side, you know, if I told you that the the Packers had the most yards, he had more yards allowed for rushing than the Commanders, would you believe me?
No, is it true?
Yeah. So the Packers, they have more rushing yards allowed. So that's the thing about them. Like, they can either be really good, or they can have a day where they're just allowing a 200-yard rusher. And they had that 4 times this year, a 200-yard rusher. So they can get gash, but that's up to, as you people would say, that's up to McCarthy to see and to test them for to see what their capabilities are up against the run.
Okay, well,
You know.
Jordan. All right, well, Jordan, I'm gonna give it to you. Uh, how can we? What can we do? Against their run offensive game.
Um, what can we do? I think just keep doing what we did versus the Commanders and everybody else outside of. It's funny because everybody named Jones actually, I think, gave us a whooping this year. I think the running back for the Buffalo, I think his name was Jones. I think the running back for the Lions, I think his last name was Jones too. But anyways, we have a more so issue of giving runners. That's why I was like, Dylan is out. I think that's better for the Cowboys because this year, this year, we're better at uh, east and west runners more so than north and south runners. So runners that are thumpers and can run up the middle on us, we have a hard time with. If you're going sideline to sideline, we do a pretty good job of, shutting that down. I don't think like anybody was able to. I don't have the success rate, but I don't think that the success rate of that um way too heavily. It was more so north and south runners that was gashing us up the middle. Hankins is back. We kind of nipped that in the butt
Yes.
in the Commanders game. So in this game, even though Aaron Jones has definitely, has good stats against us. I think he's seen us three times, 3 or 4 times, and he has like 370 total rushing yards on us with 62 attempts.
Oh
He's
wow.
averaging 6.0 yards of carry, and then he has 10 receptions for 102 yards on us, 10 yards per reception. So he gets busy on us. But all those years he had Aaron Rodgers, on his side, so that could also, help make it easier for him to, that pocket, or not the pocket, but the box not being as heavy. So with Jordan Love, I think he's gonna have a long day. He's definitely be picking up, well, not even picking up blitzes. He'll probably be triple teaming Mika Parsons. So I'm not necessarily really worried about that offense, especially because it seems like they're more, they're somewhat balanced, but I think they want to throw the ball. I mean, they do want to throw the ball. Their head coach definitely wants to throw the ball, and that is where our offense strives. We strive on teams that love to throw the ball. So I think I don't their offense. I'm not really worried about their defense. I'm definitely not worried about. Dak is
Let me
about to Dak in that hurt and here we go offense. It's
let me
about to
let
go
me
crazy.
let me interject real quick. So I want to give you guys some stats right here, just to like put your like. First of all, let's respect our opponent, right? So before I go on detail, Jordan Jordan Love, right? Jordan Love, you got to remember he is number 2 in touchdowns this year. Okay, so you can't scoff at it. You know, I don't even care if
I can
yeah,
stop
but
at
he's a great pocket quarterback. He can make the throws, all the
He's
throws from the pocket.
he's only number 2 because
Right.
Purdy didn't play
let
last
me
game.
let me
Go ahead, but
let me
go ahead,
finish,
go ahead.
let me finish, let me
I just
finish.
gotta let them know. Just
Let
go,
me
but
finish,
go
all
ahead.
right? So okay, so like you have 2 wide receivers that they might not be household names, but they're playing on house money right now. So it means they're gonna put their body on the line, and they're B to A minus rated wide receivers. So yeah, they're gonna have to
Who
be
rated these receivers?
they're gonna the Cowboys gonna have to be on the A game, right? So they
Good
do,
Lord.
and they have a really good running game, or not a really good, but they have a decent running game, and Cowboys are really not as good. I think we're not as good on the as far as our run defense goes. Now, okay, so that was the bad news. So let me give you guys the good news.
That was the bad news.
No, that was the bad news. Okay, yeah. So here's the good news, right? So, all right. So on the run, where do you guys think Jordan Love ranks among all quarterbacks?
On the run? What you talking about?
Like running out
It's,
the pocket, throwing on the run.
So there's not that many quarterbacks that do it. So I would say if you're asking me this and you're bringing this up, he probably I know he has like a 63 completion percentage, so it can't be that good.
So I want to. Okay, so it's bottom 4. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Also, as I was telling you, that he's really good throwing from the pocket, right? So his average time to throw is a 2.77, right? Cowboys defense, their average time for the opposing quarterbacks to release. You know what that is?
2.5,
2.44.
2.4.
2.44.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So either their line is really good, or you know what I'm saying. I mean,
Now don't get me wrong. Like he can throw like quick passes, but that goes into the Deron Bland's and Stephon Gilmore's bread and butter.
Don't
right?
forget Jordan Lewis.
And well, here's another thing, and that's
Don't forget Jordan
that I
Lewis.
forgot to give you the bad news. So that's part of the bad news. While Jordan Lewis, he was turning it up the last couple of games, right? He still has allowed the third most yards. So that's one thing that they're gonna try to. I understand. I know that's bad, but like I know that's not a representation of who Jordan Lewis is. Hopefully they try to do that. And they try to test.
My dog can't never get no shine, man. Come on, man.
But Jordan
You been
Lewis,
talking about him like a dog all season, bro.
Jordan Lewis.
Talking about, oh my God, we have Jordan Lewis in the slot. The rain is sky is falling. Dude ain't do nothing but put up productivity, turnovers, shutting down third downs, and like you had to throw in there. Yeah, but he came up the third most in the league.
I would say this though. He's made me somewhat of a believer again. I was one of the naysayers in the beginning. I was like,
he was definitely a naysayer.
I was definitely
Yes,
sighing every
yes.
time he came up on the field. I was like, oh,
But you
goodness.
know, he's number 2 and
he's
run stop.
Yes, he's
as a corner.
He is, and that's another thing. He is number 2 in run stopping. So this is the whole east and west type deals, because hopefully you're not going to have a corner that's trying to, go up the middle or whatever like that. Even though he's done that too, but like this is like at the line of scrimmage, So that's going to be a good thing too, right there. So those are the things as far as the Cowboys defense and offense. Excuse me, not the Cowboys defense and the Packers offense. That's or noteworthy plays that they're going to have to take advantage of. If they can do that, if they can rush the passer, on that, and get home a couple of times, and confuse him, I think it's going to bode well, right? Especially when you don't have an AJ Dillon, right? And your guards they're not playing at 100%. I get it. Nobody's playing at 100%, but these guys are definitely playing on.
But we check this out.
They have two guys missing, and they've been missing for a while. I think they're fine. Like, I don't think.
I'm talking about not missing. I'm talking about the ones that are out there. They're not 100%.
Okay, but check 90%. This out. Right. All right. But we talking about all of this.
We definitely not no 100% either.
Right. That's true.
You just said dude had a plantar fasciitis. Tyron Smith is Tyron Smith. Zach Martin was gone too. Hankins just came back. Like,
look, I'm trying to give the Cowboys Nation hope here. Okay.
But they don't need hope.
Yeah.
Hope. Cowboy Nation, y'all better not be hoping.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all better act like this is a lottery ticket that's cash and going straight to at least the divisional rounds.
Yeah,
ain't nobody. Y'all better be upset if they lose. Like,
for real, though.
People gonna get fired if they lose.
Yeah, they should be.
Hope.
You could be arrogant.
Yes, exactly. You come in there and act like it's a movie that you already done seen. And it's the ones that has a happy ending. That's
right. We already know the ending, right? But it's almost like
Green Bay fans and columnists and analysts that are Green Bay Packers fans are happy that they just made the playoffs.
Right.
You over here sitting telling me,
and that's another thing.
That there's like hope.
Out here.
Are you talking about practice?
Exactly.
So no, there are. It's funny that Jordan said that, right? Because there are writers I was watching and hearing, taking scouting too. So they were like saying that, like, hey, while the Packers are up and coming,
they give themselves clap and pat on the back. You guys did a good job.
They know that the Cowboys are the better team, right?
Yes.
Hopefully the Cowboys play Packers, like they're the better team.
Look, it was Packers after BF, and then after AR. Now it's after Aaron Rodgers and after Brett Favre. We got the new guy Jordan Love in here. We made it to the playoffs. So we had a good season. Finished 9-7. Clap it up.
Yeah, but you know what? Exactly. But you know what? And I know we're talking about I heard you talking about the number 11 and stuff, right? You're talking about number 11. But you know what, man? And you said about Hitchens. Did you say Hatchins? Well, I said his name wrong.
Hackins.
Hackins. Yeah. You said
what is it? I think he calls himself Big something.
Big Daddy. No, I'm just kidding.
No. But you said Hankins is back.
Jonathan Hankins.
Hankins. Thank you. Good Lord.
No,
forgive me, Hankins. Forgive me, Jonathan. But check this out, man. We talk about Hankins is back, whatever. But you know what? We don't give love as much, man, is D-Law, man. D-Law putting in work, man. Oh, that boy is putting in work.
Anchor. Oh my gosh. Run stopping?
Yeah.
Yes. On the edge?
Big time Hank. That's what he called himself. Sorry.
Yeah, big time. So look.
Big time Hank?
Yeah.
So the thing is, they're not gonna run towards D-Law side a lot because he is very successful against the run on the edge.
And then now you got Hankins back, right?
I mean, if you have to choose, right? Because I mean, let's be honest. If we're being 100% honest with each other, as the younger folks say it these days, Jordan's generation, I'm gonna have to keep it a buck with y'all, right? So thing is that he hasn't.
Are you not a millennial?
He's not the best.
I think you're Josh. I think you're a millennial. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You right over here. You right over here with me. What are you talking about?
I promise you guys are related. All right, so here's the thing.
Is funny.
Here's the thing. Micah Parsons hasn't been the best when it comes to the run stoppage. I'm not saying he's bad, but
I don't know, man. He was doing really good this last game, man.
Lately. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Lately,
you're talking about right? The whole package.
But it's also the Commanders. That's between the Commanders and AJ. Let's say AJ Brown and Aaron Jones. Wow. And Aaron Jones. There's two completely different things, right? So I think that because Hankins is here, and I think they've done a very good job. When I say they, I mean Dan Quinn has done a very good job on how he positions Micah Parsons, and he's free to attack the runner where he's not going through all the trash. That's one thing that Micah Parsons has to work on, is going through all the trash. But if you get him free, he's very good at figuring out where the hole is, and he can go on the side.
Yeah,
so.
well, they
and if he's
Dan
off ball,
Quinn,
then it's
right.
it's more in his favor. So.
Right. And,
Yeah,
see,
so
but
DeMarcus
Ezekiel-
Lawrence, as you said, is very, very good. He's the anchor of the defense too.
Exactly. But I was just checking that out. I was looking at all of the plays, and I'm like, man, D-Law's, he's not getting a lot of credit. You know what I'm saying? Everything is focuses on,
Parsons. But
yeah,
Parsons is over there getting triple team though. But yeah,
Parsons getting triple team, held, and everything else. But and I had to step back and listen to you guys, because I think I can't. I think I was talking to you, Jordan. But when you were saying, there's all of their big name guys get held. And because I was listening to Parson when he was talking, I'm like, man, they be holding this dude, man. I mean, how come he don't get the calls? And then you was like, well, when you're good, they all get calls, and they don't get their calls. They all get held, and they don't get their calls.
Yeah, they ain't getting calls. The NFL don't want them. It's blatant.
Slow the game.
Every great pass rusher is getting held. And the NFL, it's gonna slow the game down. It's gonna put their quarterback.
It's not good TV. It's not good TV.
But I'm just like, get better tackles. That's how I feel. Get better tackles.
Yeah.
Let's
when you play the Cowboys,
we get the calls.
You play the Cowboys.
They get the calls on us.
The tackles. They get the calls. They get the calls on us when we hold.
Right.
But then again, it's not that often, because our tackles are decent. But
right.
But our tackles be getting beat earlier in the season.
Oh, let's not start Josh on Steele.
If there's a comeback player of the year, it's comeback player of the season, because Steele was trash. I'm not gonna lie, he was trash earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Compared to where he's at
People
now.
putting things on him quite often.
Right. He's definitely gotten better. He's definitely gotten better, but he's getting a little bit more better.
Yeah.
And I have more confidence because this team, they don't have pass rushers like that. They got two good, decent guys, but
they have both 7 apart. They got 7 each, 7 or 8. They have 8 each or whatever like that.
Name?
So
I can't think of their names right now. But they do have 7 apart.
They're definitely
but they're guys that our guys should be able to. I mean, Tyron Smith, they might not even just rush to his side. Like, you're probably gonna see a whole bunch of stunts.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do the same thing that the Packers are gonna be doing. As far as that goes, they do a lot of chip blocks when it comes. That's what creates separation, and not just separation. That creates timing for Jordan Love, right? So Micah Parsons is gonna have to know that, okay, I'm going to get this chip block right here, so I'm going to have to leverage myself to the advantage where I can actually go in, right? Because a lot of these players, their weaknesses is not the power and stuff like that. They're just not as quick as you want them to be. And so Micah Parsons' strength is not necessarily their strength. It's more like their weakness. So we can see some people are even calling for Micah Parsons.
Micah. I don't think it's gonna be that much. Look, I was telling Dad, Micah hasn't had a holding call on him in his favor since week 6. So they definitely ain't call. They not calling no holds on for Micah.
Dude, that's crazy.
That is super crazy. Somebody needs to go get the stats of how many times these DNs, they probably don't want to put it out there.
No,
how
many
times these
NFL don't want to put that out there.
Don't get called.
Right.
But
Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary, that's their names. Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary.
But
and their linebackers, that's the thing too. I forgot to tell you guys. Their linebackers, they may not be good at the coverage, but what they lack in coverage, they're like better in up against the blitz. In the blitz.
The blitz?
Yeah, we don't blitz that often.
I don't worry about blitz. That ball coming out before they can do anything with the blitz. They better not blitz. My MVP quarterback. They better not blitz the hurry up. Here we go offense. It's gonna be a rude awakening if they blitz on us.
So the time for them to throw, by the way, I forgot, is the time that they get the quarterback to throw is more than what Dak Prescott does. So Dak Prescott's release time is quicker than the time that they can get to the quarterback. So on average. So we'll see. I mean, a lot of these things are favored.
Look, bro. It's gonna be a long day.
We're gonna see,
For the
right?
Green Bay
And
Packers.
people are like,
Look,
they're
look,
like, oh man, like, but
if-
they're like,
This
If-
defense, we being nice.
if-
This
Detroit-
defense is
they're gonna
an
be like the
average
Detroit
defense.
Lions.
Across all boards, this defense is average.
See,
To
but
below,
that's
to
what's so
almost below
scary about
average.
them.
That's not
They're
scary
average.
for your defense to be average to below
They're
average.
right? It's a,
Ain't nobody on this team is a Pro Bowler outside of Alexander. That was years ago. We're talking about right now. Ain't none of them. CD looking at this. You know how Key. Hold on. You know how Key and Peele.
We have to take a look into that.
You know how Key and Peele be doing the Obama, the inner Obama. How Obama did. Okay, right now I'm about to be the inner CD Lamb, the non-political CD Lamb. I'm about to eat all day tomorrow. Y'all about to go. Somebody about to go take a nap now because get your fishing poles ready, Green Bay. What y'all doing, Green Bay? Y'all go skinny dipping or something? Cause what y'all do out there in the snow? Y'all look, cheese. That's right. Y'all like cheese. Get cheese fondue, cheese dip, cheese quesadilla, anything with cheese, mac and cheese. Go have fun. Cause go get your comfort food. Cause it's gonna be a long day. I'm gonna get like 200 yards on y'all. I rest my case.
No, that's so funny.
Like, no, I
I don't know what we talking about. And
I
look,
get it, but
but what, Josh? You said the same thing about. You said the same thing about when we was in the Commanders.
The
You was
Washington.
like, I'm kind of nervous. It's a trap game.
I mean, this is more of a trap game than anything. If they're not on 100%, and you got to remember, their special teams is, by the way, is all pro. Their kick returner is an all pro. Just want to put that out there.
Their kick returner is an all pro.
Yeah. So you don't want them to steal points, and you don't want them to go.
Their kick returner is an all pro.
Hey.
What I say versus the Commanders? I said, look, that can give them 4, and we can still win.
Wait a minute. You
We
said-
worry about look. You said practice that kick returns. We talking about kick return.
All right.
that is
My team don't even punt.
Bro, we're not talking about punt returns. It's kick returns.
Okay. Okay. Kick return. My fault. You're right. You said kick returns.
Kick returns.
That is so
if they don't
funny.
punt,
So he might be their only offense. They gonna see a lot of kick returns.
if I'm Brandon Aubrey, I'm kicking that thing to the end zone 110% of the time. I'm kicking that thing.
That is
past the
funny.
uprights.
Jordan said.
Like,
Joshua said, "Kick. He's a Pro Bowler.
all right,
Kick return.
y'all, and then you be like, dang, the kick return, guys. The
He's
kick
a-
return. And Josh was right.
Kick return.
Josh was right about the kick return, man.
Josh, I'm not mad if you right about the kick return. That's all I have to worry about is the kick return.
Bro, y'all disrespecting Jordan Love
The
right now.
kick returner.
Y'all
No, I just said props to Jordan Love. Props to Jordan Love.
Oh man.
But Dak is gonna show him what happens to first year rookies in the playoffs.
just like what happened with him.
Just like what happened to him his first year in the playoffs. He gonna return the favor. Yo, my first year Green Bay, they took my dreams away, man. I'm sorry. I got the coach. I used to coach over there. I gotta send you home, young blood. I gotta send you home,
bro.
yeah, exactly.
Nah, but seriously, that's the thing that they're gonna have to take a look into, right?
That's
So,
hilarious, though.
And then as far as the defense goes, we're gonna get into defense real quick?
Yeah.
We don't need to. Defense for what?
Okay. So as we
So
told
you talking about their defense? You talking about their defense?
No, the Packers defense. So we told you guys about
Yeah,
what's his name? I almost forgot the guy's name. No disrespect. And be like, you're gonna remember
Who?
my name.
What position?
Defensive end, Gary and Rashad Gary and Kenny,
Smith?
Preston
Smith.
Not Kenny Clark. And
Okay,
look,
Kenny
and
Clark.
Preston Smith too. And
Preston Smith,
too.
yeah.
Preston Smith, like he ain't bad either. So like, but the thing is this: you take advantage. If Jair Alexander is out, you take advantage of that, right? You take advantage of their
Last time Jair Alexander seen CD he saw Coop. Got cooked.
56
cooked.
yards, 56
Cooked.
yards, and then like I think every other person he had like 90 some yards against. He had 56 yards against Jair Alexander. Yeah, I remember that. So the thing is,
we finna
right?
barbecue in December.
No. So the thing
or
is,
in January. That's what we finna do, Cowboy
Nation.
Nation. We finna barbecue in January.
Look,
Meet us. Meet us Saturday
I would
at
test the
3
running
o'clock if you want to see a dead body.
So if you're the offensive coordinator, what's going to be your first play?
If I'm the offensive coordinator, what are we talking about? First plays?
For
coordinator
for who?
The Cowboys.
Well, I'm running the ball.
My first play?
I'm running the
Down
ball.
the middle. Down the middle.
I'm running. I'm running the ball.
Misdirection? Is it misdirection?
I don't know. My coordinator weird. He do weird things.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know.
If
it was me, I'd probably just run the ball.
Yeah.
If it was me, I would run the ball.
I'll run it.
It depends on what it depends on what it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm doing a misdirection down the middle, down the C gap.
Yeah, because their D tackles is like our D tackles when Hankins ain't in.
So,
but the thing is, they don't have a Hankins.
Yeah, they don't.
Physical them. They're a young team, but I want to make sure that these okay, we're grown men out here, and you're in the playoffs. I want them.
Yes.
I want to stuff it down their throat.
I agree. If that's what the point you're trying to make, I do agree that this is one of the teams that we do need to, take what we did last week, establish the run, and keep it going forward into the playoffs. What good and success that we had from the Commanders game. Take it what you want. Take it how you will as the Commanders. Same thing. Bring it to the we can. Bring that same energy and those same play calls to the to the Packers. And get that same success, if not more success, and build upon that. Yes, with the here we go offense. So, are we ready to get to the next topic? Because I'm done talking about these Packers.
Yeah, here we go.
So I think that we should not have a problem with the Green Bay. I mean, if we have a problem with the Green Bay, it's going to be Joshua's offensive coach. That's if we have any problem, it'll be because of that guy. But I don't think
about the defense.
No, I think we're still going to hold them. I don't think no one going to get more than not them. I don't think they're going to get 20 points. So, but I believe
the max they get is 20 points in my book. The max.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that. So, but but we shouldn't get less than 30. But that's what I'm saying. I'm talking minimum.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
So if we don't, it'd be because of your OC. It'd be because of your OC.
Come on, Mike. Spit it on you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me know, man.
Exactly. But speaking of the OC, don't get me wrong. I believe he'll show up. I believe he'll show up and do well, and I think he'll let Dak and CD cook, and I think Pollard will show well. But speaking of Dak, though, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that boy, this year, all of the naysayers and all of the people who do not like to give them Dallas Cowboys credit and try to raise him up for anything, Dak had kind of tried to push them aside. And, you know what I like back in the day? He was talking about, maybe it was maybe 4 weeks ago, he was saying, everybody was trying to talk about and try to tell me what I'm going to do and all of that and try to write my story. He said, but I have the pen and paper. I write my own story. Mm-hmm. And that dude wrote his story this season. And he did
on there?
Huh?
What the title of it was?
MVP. That's what he should have put on there.
He was all pro. That was the title of it.
Right. But I don't see nowhere, no how that dude they could put any quarterback over him right now. I don't see it. But I know you guys were talking about the All-Pro teams, and he made the All-Pro this year. And I think was that his first year? This is his first time ever making an All-Pro. But
first year making All-Pro.
Yeah, so he made it. But he made
it's kind of crazy, super crazy.
But I know, right? But he made the second He was second team All Pro, right? That you guys were
Yeah,
telling me he's
second
making
team
some, not
All-Pro.
first team. And the first team All Pro was Lamar Jackson. And I know we're gonna get into this right here now because I know, one of us believe one way, another person believe another way, saying that it's good, and it's okay. But we're gonna talk about that. So, Jordan, tell me this: why do you believe? I don't know if you're going to say did they get it right, but you're okay with it.
They didn't get it right, and I'll admit that. Am I okay with it? Yes, because if there's any two quarterbacks that get scrutinized and get held to a different standard than all of their contemporaries, it's Dak Prescott and Lamar Jackson. So I might be biased in why I'm not mad that it's Lamar Jackson, and that might be that point. But Lamar Jackson has definitely improved at being a pocket passer. He was a run first quarterback. He elevated his game this year to be more balanced. Run when they let me run when I pick and choose when to run and when not to run. And things of that nature. He didn't have the crazy wow numbers, but he did have games where basically this is why me and Josh talked about why he got is going to be the MVP. He's favorited is because of how he just dismantled that 49ers defense, which was the best defense and the best team when they played them. So yeah, but Dak Prescott in almost every statistical quarterback statistics, and as far as it comes to doing the actual job of throwing the football, Dak Prescott is like top 5 in every statistical category, if not one, if not even 5. I don't even think he's like he's like top 3, and he's not 3 or 2.
Well, in most categories, yeah.
So what do you think about that, Joshua? Because I know you was, offline we were talking about it. You seem to be a little upset that folks would have the audacity to put anyone above Dakota Prescott. Your thoughts?
Main Dakota Prescott. All right, so here we go. So here's the thing. Touchdowns, he's number 1. Completion percentage, he's number 1. EPA, he's number 1. Right? Yards, he's number 2. Right? I can keep on going down. Touchdown to interception ratio, I think he's number 1.
Hold on, let me cut you off right there. Yards, who's ahead of him in yards? Because I think he's number 1 in yards.
Tua. I think Tua's ahead of him. Tua's ahead of him.
Okay.
Right. And when I'm talking about touchdown, I'm talking about passing touchdowns. So for you Josh Allen fans out there, I get it. Josh Allen has 45 touchdowns, but he also has a gazillion interceptions too. All right. So
and
my next point.
Right. And those matter.
Turnovers.
Those do matter.
And no, they don't.
Yeah, it does.
Matter. No, they don't.
Yeah,
they don't matter.
The interceptions, it matters.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They do not matter.
What do you mean
They
don't
don't
matter?
this year. I can tell you that. Last year they mattered. Last year they mattered. This year nobody cares about interceptions.
Why they mattered last year, Josh, and not this year?
Okay, yeah. Why
Josh, tell me why they mattered last year and not this year.
Oh yeah, because let me tell you the reason why they. Thank you for getting me even more heated, right? So yeah, the reason why they mattered last year because Dak Prescott had the most per game last year. But oh God forbid that Josh Allen has the most, and it's somebody that starts with the D and their last name ends with the last name starts with the O is going to say, oh, those don't matter, right?
Exactly.
Now people are going to the eye test. There was no such thing.
How did he throw those?
Year.
Some of them came off their hands
this year, right? And so just because now that the Dallas Cowboys, okay, I want to ask you a question. Now I want to hold up. Let me get this.
Let him cook.
I want to ask you a question about this, and I want you to tell me if you would take this person as the MVP, right? Or no, if Dak had not this MVP. If Dak had these stats right here alone, I want you to tell me if. All right, okay. We can say 16 games, right, or whatever. If I were to tell you at the end of the season that Dak had 3,678 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, and a QBR of 65.1. Would you even think he was a Pro Bowl. If he had 24 touchdowns, mind you, and only had, right now in the passing league of this year, he only has 3,678 yards. Not even sniffing 4,000 yards. Would you consider him for the Dak Prescott for the Pro Bowl?
Yes.
For the Pro Bowl?
Yes.
For the Pro Bowl, 24 touchdowns.
7 interceptions.
I'm trolling
24
now,
touchdowns.
but yes.
Mainly when like the Pro Bowlers are 30 plus.
Okay. I'm with you. If I'm following you.
Let's
All
be
right, go ahead.
honest, America. Let's be honest, Cowboys Nation.
What about All Pro? What about All Pro?
Well, all
He
depends.
would, with those stats, no, he would not make it unless his
If
team was
somebody-
undefeated.
How about this? If you told a Philadelphia Eagle fan that that Dak Prescott should be an All Pro with those stats, what do you think they're gonna do?
Oh, they're going to trip on it.
They're gonna laugh at you. What about the rest of the league? Will you put it on ESPN or Fox Sports or the
Dak
Fox
had
Talk Show,
those.
and they're like,
Well,
you
Dak
know,
did have those.
and you have all these right here, right?
The naysayers.
Mind you, what was Dak's first year? What did Dak Prescott had his first year?
I think that those exact stats, right? I think.
Yeah, with less interceptions. Yeah, he was considered a Pro Bowl. Was he first team All Pro?
No.
Nope. Was he second team All Pro? Nope. And for
he was just a Pro Bowler.
for
I think.
darn sure, he was definitely not no MVP. So you're gonna try to tell me somebody with those stats is gonna be the MVP over somebody that had 4,000 yards, 36 touchdowns.
4,500.
Yeah, 4,500 yards or whatever like that. Had 36 touchdowns. Had 9 interceptions. Less than 10. Mind you, what people were saying that he said I was not going to have 10 interceptions this year, even though he didn't say it. He did say that. He didn't say that, even though, and he still followed through on whatever people thought he said, right? And his QBR is like the first or second in the league, right? And he has the first, I think he's like the first in completion rating. And you're going to tell me that person is not even considered first to all team pro and not even in the discussion? Come on, man.
Yeah,
Come
well,
on.
well,
Come on. That is
it's-
no. So let me tell you something. That is baloney. Because I know there's kids watching this, so I'm going to say this. It's baloney. All right.
well, but you know they're gonna get scrutinized. The dollars
That's
cut.
some bull jive. That's some bull jive right now.
Well,
And,
but you know they're gonna get
I don't care what
scrutinized.
you tell
That's
me.
Shannon Sharp.
Look,
Shannon Sharp
I
says
don't care what you tell me.
bull
Oh, Lamar's doing what Lamar's doing with less talent. I'm going to tell you what Lamar's doing. Lamar's doing less with less talent. He's not doing more. If he was doing more with less talent, by all means, you're the MVP, bro. Right? If he was top 3 in those categories, nope. If he was top 5 in those categories, I would be like, okay. But you mean to tell me with a person that has the #1 defense and a lot of metrics, right? And because of the fact that he beat the 49ers, now we're just going to anoint him the MVP?
No, that's what they did.
He had more games with 0 passing touchdowns. I think he had like 4 or 5, right?
Right.
And the only time that Dak had 0 touchdown was the first game when they blew the New York Giants out, right? It was a torrential downpour when they blew the New York Giants out, and against the Bills they lost to when it was a torrential downpour when they couldn't throw the ball. Right? When the elements are saying not to throw the ball, that's the only time he didn't have at least 1 touchdown.
All right.
So you're trying to tell me a person that didn't have that is not the MVP, and we're just going to be like, all right, he's second team All Pro, whatever like that. And I get it. I should be glad that he's the All Pro this year or whatever. Thank you guys for actually paying attention this year. And look what Dak had to do. Dak had to be – this is crazy, guys. Dak had to be first in pretty much every single category just to be considered a second team All Pro. Let me tell you that again. He had to be first in pretty much almost every category to be a second team All Pro.
Here we go.
I didn't understand when he's trying to tell me, like, oh, he's not good or whatever like that. Or he's like, oh, this is the reason why Josh Allen had more.
Somebody put the battery in his back.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that. But thank you guys for for at least considering the fact that he's actually a decent quarterback. Good on you, Dak. Next time you need to be 16-0 because that's the only reason. That's the only way he's going to be MVP. He has to be 16-0 and he has to be first in every single category across the board. If anything less than that, done. You can't have
Then
one.
he had to lead.
Best.
Then you have to lead the team with rushing touchdown as well.
Yes, you can't even have an elite defense. Your defense is going to have to suck for you to do that. So I'm just glad that he's a second team All-Pro, I guess. But we know who the real MVP is. And I don't care. People are doing acrobatics just trying to say he's not the MVP. And if you guys are listening to this, please comment in the comment section on why you think he shouldn't be in the All-Pro section. If it has anything to do
The
with,
first team All-Pro.
with the 49ers game, don't even comment. I just want to know.
I
who's
think
actually
it's
paying attention.
I think the people who get votes. I think the people who get votes. The reason why Dak isn't getting the MVP is probably not that San Francisco 49er game, but that probably helps. But I think it was the Buffalo and the Miami game. Like, even if it wasn't his fault that we lost that Miami game, and even if it's not that his fault that we lost the Buffalo game,
but he played well though.
He still had a bad game in the Buffalo game. But I think those three games altogether in itself are
because we didn't get to win.
Even though, and I think just the Buffalo game and the 49ers game himself statistically didn't have a good game.
Because we didn't have the win. That's why you're talking about he didn't play well. Because to me, I didn't see him not play well in those games. So you said because we didn't get the
he didn't
win.
play well. He didn't play well in those games. But, I mean, the whole team didn't play well in those games. But, yeah, because he was like, he was 21 for 34. He had 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 134 yards versus Buffalo. And then the 49ers, he had a 58% completion rating. He was 14 for 24, 153 yards, and 1 touchdown, three picks. And those 3 picks came late because they was just getting reckless at that point. But I think everybody just threw away the San Francisco game. But I think because we had back-to-back losses versus Buffalo and Miami, and then Lamar went and beat San Francisco, I think that's kind of why he's falling to that 3 spot. Well, if it's fair or not fair, because I don't think it's definitely is fair. But
for all you guys that are saying that Dak Prescott stat pads, I just want to let you know, even if he didn't play the last game, he still was going to be number 1 in touchdowns. All right, and speaking of stat padding, don't even get me started on how many games he didn't play in the fourth quarter. So we can get down to that. What they should have done, what the Cowboys should have done, was kept him in the fourth quarter. And maybe if they kept him in the fourth quarter,
he'd have got first team.
He was stat padding in that Washington game. I'm like, I ain't mad at it. Y'all was mad that he was in the fourth quarter, and I said, throw another one on.
Yeah, you're right.
Why was he stat
You're
padding
right.
when he was
You're right.
number 1?
You're right though, because I was hating he was out there. I was yelling.
I was loving that. I was eating McDonald's.
Nah, I'm like, you need to get out that
While
game.
he stat pad, he also had 1 more interception too.
Man, if Cooks would have, that was early in the game. But if he would have connected with Cooks and Cooks did not lose that track of that ball, he would have 5 TDs. Yeah,
it wouldn't even matter. It'd just been even more. So
you're right.
4 quarters that he played. I think there was 8 games where he didn't play in the fourth quarter. Okay.
Yeah,
it was
the Giants game. I think I don't know if the Giants,
the Commanders game,
the New England game,
the New England game,
I think the Rams game, the Giants game again.
And you can't even tell me he was stat padding because I wonder what was Dak Prescott doing in the fourth quarter on Thanksgiving.
Eating turkey.
This dude was literally eating a turkey leg on the sideline, and you're trying to tell me that person is stat padding? Like, who else do you want him to do? He was literally who eats a turkey leg on the sideline? And you're trying to tell me that that's Go on. This dude got snubbed, and I don't care what anybody says. He got snubbed. He didn't stat pad or anything like that because he was not playing
Maybe
those
he
four
should
quarters.
have. Maybe should have stat pad
Why,
more.
why would he? No,
He said
because
maybe
he
should have
still would have
stat
been
pad
like
more.
he still would have been like this. He needed to be 6-10-0. He
Yeah,
needed to
he
be
still probably
16-0.
been a
If he
number.
was
I mean,
16-0, he was 16-0 with no interceptions. He would have been
Right,
first team
right.
All-Pro.
Yeah,
So-
and I do agree with you too. And it wasn't until I realized I heard somebody say this. Another Cowboy fan, he was saying that Dak deserves MVP because these are MVP numbers. Not only that, but when it's all said and done, and we talk about like legacy of the players, to take away this MVP, especially to Lamar, who definitely already has one and doesn't have better stats, overall stats, than his last time he won unanimous MVP. I do think that if we're just looking at Dak's legacy, I think it is something to be said that you guys didn't give it to him, and he did everything that Josh said. Like he led in almost every statistical category, as far as passing, doing what he's paid to do. 53 million this year. Like he did all that, and you guys didn't give him the MVP, and that just so when it's all said and done, and these players retire, and we look at, and I think that's why the snub it hurts the fans who love the players, love the team, because when it's all said and done, and they go home and they stop playing, we're gonna just sit here and look at their stats, look at their Pro Bowls, look at All Pros, look at MVPs, and you're gonna rate that player based off his accolades because he's not doing it anymore. And I think it is a shame that Dak does all this, puts all these stats up, and you don't give the guy we say hard work pays off, and his hard work is not paying off. Like you're literally taking an accolade that can't be taken from him. You're literally taking it away because of a few games. Like I just think it's unfair, and I think that it is unsettling.
Nobody's saying Lamar doesn't work hard too. We know he
Yeah.
works hard. We know he's gotten a lot better.
Right.
So
And
before you jump on the line and in the comments say, "Oh, you
Yeah.
guys saying Lamar doesn't do," Lamar works his behind off too, and he's having a fantastic year. I know
Right.
a lot of things I said looked like I was talking down, which in some case I was, but I will say this: he is a fantastic quarterback.
Yeah.
And yes, I'll still put him at number 2 or whatever like that because this dude is an electric player. What he does in the air, he can also do on the ground, and he's a dual threat, right? But at the same time, I just think that Dak Prescott's just a little better, right? And maybe it's because of the fact that he has more competition on the AFC than NFC. Maybe that's
he
that's
did
the
have one of
case.
the hardest schedules, especially when we sit here and look back at this as him having one of the hardest schedules in the league. He had to play Miami. He had to play Buffalo. He had to play the San Francisco 49ers. He had to play the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl and were Pro Bowl, won the Super Bowl and was the division leaders from last year. Regardless of how they finished this season, like he played a lot of
still
good.
it's still a really good team.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to say it. Look, I know I play around and everything like
We
that.
played the Lions. We played really good players, really good teams. We played a lot of trash teams, and I think too you have to look at that too. The trash. I'm sorry, y'all trash. Never mind. I'm not gonna take that back. The trash teams that we did play, we blew them out. We let them know like you're not nowhere near in our stratosphere, and I think that should be also a credit to Dak and the team for not playing with their food and letting them come back and pull off a win like a lot of the Eagles. Like they had a lot of close games where they just barely pulled it off. I think there should be that should be looked at like, dang, Dak let them know like y'all ain't in my league. So I think there's a lot of things like it sucks. And as Cowboys fans and as people who root for Dak Prescott because he's been getting the short end of the stick since he got the job as the starting quarterback, QB1 for the Dallas Cowboys. Like if you just look at the road that he had to take, his owner didn't want him starting when he did nothing but prove to the owner that he should be the number one starter. We're since he got here, he's been getting the short end of the stick. People want to get on him because he threw 15 picks in one season and he was not known for throwing picks. Never threw over, I think, 10 picks. And he had 1 year where he threw over 10 picks, and the sky was falling. And you can't win with a guy like that. And and to see him progress and to see him come back and off of injury, thumb injury, the broken foot, like, and now to see him put up stats and numbers like this, and they still didn't give it to him. But we should have known that it was going to give it to him, because they didn't give it to him in 2019 when he had stats similar and better than these. So, but it is
right.
a shame. It is a shame.
Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and end this right here. But check this out. I had to give it to you, Joshua. What's the score on Sunday? What's the score?
42-24.
Jordan, what's the score?
That kick returner scored 24 points.
Exactly. What's it?
The score is 40-10.
40-10. See,
40-10.
I'm looking at 42-13 Dallas.
Okay.
42-13 Dallas. That's what it is. And anything else is going to be a shame.
Y'all don't respect Jordan Love, man. Y'all don't respect.
I gave him 10 points.
Yeah, I give him 13.
I got him. I gave him 2 to 3 touchdowns. So
What? Nah, that ain't happening. But there it is. Here we go. We keeping it straight with fam. My boys handle it like they always do. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to, and look, we're going to come back after this game, and we're going to talk about it again and figure out how we won this game. That's what we're going to talk about Sunday evening. So look, if this is your first time being on scene with us, come on here and join us and listen to us talk. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button so you can get notified every time we come on here, and hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? And let's keep it straight. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it straight, because that's what we're gonna do. And setting it straight with fam, that's what we do. Here we go.
I'm trying